Most engineers think vector databases are just faster search. They are not. Vector databases solve a problem SQL never could: understanding meaning. And if you are building RAG systems, this is the most important piece you can't afford to misunderstand. In the last video, we talked about RAG and how real AI systems don't guess and they retrieve information first. But here's the real question: how does a system search meaning instead of keywords? And where does that retrieved information actually come from? The answer is something called a vector database. In this video, I'll explain what vector databases really are, why traditional databases are not enough, and what actually breaks in production. Welcome to Simplify AI with Manish Malik. Let's start with the problem. Traditional databases are excellent at exact matches, filters, joins, indexes. You ask, give me rows where user ID equals to 1, 2, 3. That works perfectly. But AI systems don't receive clean, structured queries. They receive natural language. And natural language is messy. Let's start with the important part: similarity search versus keyword search. Traditional search is built on keywords. Keyword search looks for matching words, exact phrases, predefined fields. That works until wording changes. Traditional search doesn't understand meaning, it only understands words. Change the wordings and the system breaks. This is the exact problem vector databases solve. Imagine a user asks, how do I cancel my subscription? Another user asks, how can I stop recurring billing? And a third user asks, I don't want to be charged again. These questions share very few keywords, use completely different wording, but mean the same thing. Keyword search struggles here. Keyword search matches words. Vector search matches meaning. Vector databases don't search text, they search intent. When we convert text into vectors, we convert meaning into numbers. Text with similar meaning end up close together in vector space. Even if the words are different, the intent is close. That's why vector databases are essential for AI systems. What a vector actually is: a vector is simply a list of numbers that represent the meaning of a piece of text. Similar meaning, similar vectors. Different meaning, distant vectors. This is what allows machine to compare meaning, not just words. Why traditional databases fail for AI? Traditional databases are optimized for transactions, consistency, exact lookups. Vector databases are optimized for similarity search, nearest neighbors, high dimensional comparisons. This is not something you can bolt on later. That's why AI systems break when teams try to force fit vectors into traditional databases. Let's connect this back to RAG. In a RAG system, documents are chunked. Chunks are converted into vectors. Vectors are stored in a vector database. User questions become vectors. The closest vectors are retrieved. Those retrieved chunks are sent to the model as context. Without vector databases, RAG cannot work at scale. I have gone in detail on this topic in my video on RAG. Vector quality. Why most RAG systems fail. Now let's talk about part most teams underestimate: vector quality. Most RAG failures are not model problems, they are retrieval problems. And retrieval problems are almost always vector quality. The failure chain: bad chunking leads to bad embeddings, leads to bad retrieval, leads to bad answers. The model can only reason over what it is given. If retrieval is wrong, the model will still answer confidently wrong. Why this happens? Vector database does not understand meaning. It only compares vectors. If the vectors are poor representation of meaning, the database will faithfully retrieve
The wrong information. The database is not broken, the vectors are. Poor vector quality usually comes from chunks that are too large, chunks that mix multiple topics, missing context inside chunks. When a chunk contains too many ideas, its vector becomes blurry.
and blurry vectors lead to blurry retrieval. If your vectors are bad, your AI will sound confident and still be wrong. Vector databases don't fix bad data. They amplify whatever quality you give them. Good chunks, good vectors, good retrieval. Bad chunks, bad vectors, bad answers. Vector databases don't make AI smarter, they make AI relevant. If you're building AI for real users and you care about correctness and trust, you need a vector database. In the next video, we'll go deep into chunking strategies, how to chunk correctly, and why chunk size can make or break your AI systems. Thanks for watching.